Joining us now is Kelowna Mayor Colin Basran, and at the press conference on Wednesday when it was talked about that this big flood could really happen, I was standing ahead of you there and I could really feel your concern, and you took that concern and did something I think pretty unique.
Hi, I'm Mayor Colin Basran. I'd like to take a moment to speak to Kelowna residents about a very serious and emerging issue we have developing in our community. What I did was I felt I needed to do more to sort of relay the seriousness of the situation to our residents, because while some were taking it serious, particularly those who living near water, I felt like there was just maybe a general sense of false sense of security in our community. And so I took the unusual step of releasing a video through social media to just really relay my thoughts on the situation and how serious it was. And so far, anyways, it seems to have resonated with the community.
Because unlike a fire, which people can smell and really see approaching, a flood might be a little bit different.
A flood is absolutely different, and again, why I took the step to make the video too is a day that was fairly sunny. The weather was nice, and after having flooding the previous weekend, which had stabilized, I think that there were many people in the community who were hearing this message of, you know what, there's a lot of potential, but it was hard to recognize. With the sun being out, the weather being nice, it's kind of like, oh yeah, sure. And that's why I took the steps I did.
And here it is Friday afternoon, and we didn't get that big deluge of rain on Thursday night. But I guess we're not out of the woods perhaps yet.
No, this situation hasn't lessened all that much in terms of its seriousness and its potential to do damage and put people out of their homes. So we were fortunate that we didn't get the large rainstorms that were expected. However, that being said, the runoff still has to come down from the mountains, and so we can't escape that. And at this particular moment, with our lake being at full pool, with the ground and the water table being so saturated as it is, there's no more room for any more water. So we may not see a quick emergency spring up on us, like with the intense rains and sort of flash type flooding. What we're going to see now is the lake levels continue to rise, and that is going to create its own set of unfortunate circumstances, and so people still need to be prepared.
And it feels now like this threat seems kind of alarmist, but I guess in a way it is a threat. It's really spreading up and down the valley now.
This is absolutely regional in nature, and so we have to make sure that everybody is prepared. And one of the things you said sort of made me think of another thing to mention is that with the rains not coming that we expected, some people might be thinking, why did the mayor take the steps that he did to create maybe a bit of panic in our community? But I don't regret putting the message out, because I'd rather our residents be over-prepared than under-prepared. The last thing I would want was to have not done the video, nobody getting prepared, and then the worst case scenario happening, which would have been absolutely devastating. So some people may be critical of the fact that I released the video and now we're not seeing the expected flooding that we did, but like I said, I'd rather we be well prepared.
Now, what do you kind of see being next? Folks up and down the valley, I think we should all remain vigilant.
Absolutely. So don't take any sandbags down. Continue to keep your valuables, out of the basement and in a place where they potentially won't get wrecked by flooding. And still be prepared to leave your home in a moment's notice, because this situation is still volatile. Mother Nature too is unpredictable, and so we just don't know what's going to happen. So again, just be on alert and aware that the situation could change, in a moment's notice, and that you may have to be leaving your home with only a few minutes to spare. So we would just ask that everybody still be prepared. Continue to check in on your neighbors, on your family and your friends, to make sure that everybody is looked after.
And know all the right websites and who to call and all the pertinent details.
Absolutely. I mean, the biggest one, of course, is courtemergency.ca, where you can find all the up-to-date information on the flooding situation. But this is not, we aren't out of the woods. This is still an emerging situation in our community, and everyone still needs to be vigilant. Absolutely.